It's a new dawn, it's a new day. Well, I say it's a new dawn, it's the guts of 9:15. Let's see what I can get up to for a couple of hours before everything goes. Steady Eddie. The weather for today is coming from that direction. One thing that has been happening, all my fingers quite big now, I'm zoomed in. One thing that has been happening the last couple of days, where we've got such beautiful weather and we're steamrolling it towards winter, is the sun is now setting right around about there, which catches the very that wind turbine on the edge there, and we do indeed get a bit of flicker. It is really quite bizarre where the lighting, especially where if it's reflecting off of a building, and sort of like the lighting and the grass goes whoop, 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 whoop. It's quite subtle at the moment, but you know, it's really quite weird, and it's going to take some getting used to. Right, what am I up to today? So, true to form, slight revision to what I am up to with me battery shelf. Mostly they're all of these edges are cut nice and pretty. I can't see bugger all, take them off. Nice problem to have in Scotland in November. Most of them are nice and square and straight, but I've just got one that's a bit of a bad cut. It's a bit of a bow there. Oh, hang on 2 seconds. Most of these end plates I am very, very happy with, but I've just got the one that I made a bit of a balls of it, both ends. So what I have got and what I'm going to do, if I can control this bloody camera, excuse me if you're feeling seasick, is I've got some of this that's kicking about 5mm perspex. So what I'll probably do is I'll just cut a shim for the shelf so that the cells then sit on that, which raises everything up, and that way everything's going to be nice and square and straight. It doesn't matter if there's a bit of a deviation on the end plates waving against the shelf, a bit of an exaggeration. And also the other consideration is there's a hell of a draft coming down there somewhere, so I'm going to have to do some insulation. So that perspex will also provide a thermal break between a nice cold slab and the cells. Come summertime, I'll be wanting the chilling, the cooling effect of a nice slab of stone, you know. So there'll be summertime, wintertime, bloody shim, insulation, and all that jazz. So, oh, it's a never-ending story. Bloody one-ended. So there's what the other ones are like, all good apart from probably right up the end there. So a little shim will take out that error, but obviously now where I'm using a 5mm shim up from the bottom datum edge to my holes, I've now got to measure up 5mm, measure up 5mm to shift my pitch up to allow for that. I've still got 10mm excess at the end to play with, so all good. So in true Blue Peter fashion, there's one I made earlier. So we'll slidey poos into there, and it's just a couple of mil underneath dead size, so if anything that'll help me to gauge to stop crushing things when I come to clamp them. As a millennial, it still blows my mind that you can get so much power in such an itty bitty space. That's amazing, the leaps and bounds that has just happened in the decades since I were a lad. Snotty! Just melt my way through it. It's a good, nice way of cutting perspex and Lexan without the fear of cracking it. I'm always try and melt my way through it rather than cut it because it's quite give up. Probably really impossible to show you doing this one-handed, but then all I do is just get my deburring blade. Oh. Get my deburring blade and run it off so it's nice and burr free. Scabby molten plastic just trims off lovely. And there she be, all cleaned up, ready to go. Whoopsie daisies. I do love an angle grinder. Yeah, I'll just hack your way through anything. Happy days. So, moving on up. Time to take a brave pill and poke some holes in things. I have moved my hole up 5mm and then all I've done is I've centered it. All I'm doing is centering it by hand. I'm not using a center punch because I do not want to kung fu the material into two. So I just do it by hand. It's much easier with two hands. So that's it, center punched or center spotted so that the drill picks it up nicely. It's a good test of the eyesight this. Who needs to go to Specsavers? I will admit that 1/2 mil deviations on a rule are getting quite blurry, so it won't be long until I'm a specky twat. You're catching my drift. So, poke some holes next. Again, it's so much easier with two hands. The most important thing I'm worrying about is my pitch in the middle of 105. So check, double check, check again, and that reasonably equal from the bottom. I think I was at about 57 mil. Fuck's sake. You're just going to have to believe me. So, do some pilot holes. Go from there. So we are slowly catchy monkey. A bit of patience in the job today. But at least it's not squealing like a piggy. So I'll get all these pilot holes done, and then we'll go from there. I'm bored. Are we there yet? It's creaking, so I'm going to say nearly. Maybe not. Captivating viewing. I'll try not to be dirty, but always get a better feel for the hole using the lever instead of the quill. So you've always got the right amount of pressure on your hole. Get it cutting nicely. So quite deep. I'm just being a coward on the first hole, so it's slowly catchy monkey. I'm only really drilling with a couple of fingers worth of pressure. So we're already quite a good depth, we'll be breaking through soon, so I want to be careful. Oh, I can feel this nipple. We're breaking through. Slowly catching monkey, back to the twiddly quill. Should be us. Tweet. One hole. Only another God knows how many left to do, but there we go, near enough. So pilot holes and then take her out to size. Happy days. As you can tell, glorious bit of sunshine. Oh, safety glasses. So far so good. No disasters just yet. You're in my way. The old mill's going to need some TLC, the quill's getting quite stiff. That's what was creaking earlier. Just no wonder we do abuse this. It ends up taking cuts and drilling holes we shouldn't be doing. But there you go. All I'm looking for whilst I'm eyeballing it is where I centred. As I'm just watching the drill. As I poke it down, just make sure that the drill doesn't deflect. And whatever way it deflects, I compensate for and move the other way. But near enough's good enough. That'll do. Blue, lovely. The last one into the setting sun. How cool is that? Well, I say the last one into the setting sun, the last one of the pilot holes. That's just brilliant. And the other wee thing that tickles my head is, I wonder how many millennia I am drilling through. Splendid. It's a nice material to work with. Literally just been ever so slowly. I have been using a clamp when I'm overhanging one end, but there's enough weight there in the middle just to hold itself, so I can do this one-handed with the camera. And all I'm literally doing is just going through it one finger. Sounds like it's cutting lovely. Give it a peck to clear it. Then a wee hoover. So, looking good so far. And we are getting there, except I can't find my lighter. This is such a nice noise, I thought I'd share it with you. Now the drill's nearly breaking through, so that I don't break an edge, I'm going to start using my quill twiddly widdly knob to go through finer and slower. That way the edge isn't chipping. Tweet, 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 tweet. There we go, and we are through. So I have a nice set of holes. I'll just stop that before I wrap myself around it. And a second. Excuse me, wobbly wobbly. So various stages of fucking about with this. A little bit of breakout on the edge, a little bit of breakout on the edge. Try a different drill, going halfway, flip it over, and then halfway. But now I've got a decent drill. What I do is just blitz it through from one side, and then as it just starts to break through, go down to the finer twiddly widdly knob, and that's me. Got my lovely hole ready to accept my rod, like so. Happy days. So 1 down, 3 to go. Believe it or not, it's my last hole. Happy freaking days. Drills, despite the sound, it drills absolutely lovely. Goes through like butter. I've got to be careful not to go through too fast. I'm looking for a breakthrough. Such a nice noise. So I'm actually being careful not to go too hard and heavy with it. I could actually beast through this, but I'm too worried about bursting through. So that's the tip of the drill just breaking through. Lock that off. And just gently does it with that one until she comes through. So that way I don't punch through the back side of it, because at the end of the day it's a very hard sintered material, so it really would punch a hole through it quite easily. So there we go. Unlock the quill and beggar off. Happy days. Now comes the acid test. Do they fit? Right, so these are M10. So there's 1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, 4 potato, 5 potato. Hey, fucking happy with that, so I am. There we go. There we go. Happy. Right, so that's this operation of the build complete. We can sign that off with a route card. Next operation is insulating dividers in between the cells, and the same as I've got on the lid Ocala is I use some of their PEX water pipe. Using some of the PEX water pipe just to give it a bit more protection. So, baby steps, making progress. One less job to do than yesterday, so time to tidy up and put away. Give us a cheeky like, comment and subscribe if you want to see how this goes. I'm getting there. I'm happy so far. Look after yourselves.